Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. All right, so we're going to talk about our mommy issues. Yes. Why? Because perfection doesn't exist, and honestly, we ask for too much. And we'll learn that as we grow ourselves, and we will learn to forgive our parents because they loved us with as much as they possibly could with the resources and information that they had. However, that doesn't mean we can't lament and talk about it anyway. So this is your mommy issues sign video. According to what? Your moon sign. Why? Because your moon is representative of your mother or the feminine energy in your life. Essentially, it's how your home life was, how you grew up, right? The moon represents our subconscious. It represents our raw needs, like what we, at bare minimum, what we need. Because if you even think about it in the symbolism of it, the moon, okay, it comes out at night and it only illuminates what is necessary, unlike the sun, which illuminates everything. So this is why the moon, for me, is always one of the most important planets, because it just tells us our bare necessities. We cannot live without these things. We have to survive with these things. And usually how it works in many situations is your mother teaches you these, right? It's the womb. It's the symbolic womb when we're inside the womb, because Cancer rules the stomach and it rules the breasts. And obviously the breasts give us our nourishment, right? It feeds us, makes us warm and feeling cared for and loved and stuff like that. But if your moon is in a place that it doesn't like to be, the moon is soft. It moves every 2.5 days. It goes throughout the zodiac, all of the zodiac signs, the 12 of them in 28 days, right? And this is why women bleed once a month. We have our period. It's a shedding of everything that's happened. That's why our bodies are even symbolic of these energies. All right. The moon is the water. The moon also, when it comes out at night, we need moonlight to actually help grow the plants that we have on the earth. So the earth would not have the plants where we breathe the oxygen from if it weren't without the moon. And the moon represents our emotional state of mind. It also represents the health of our mind, our body, essentially, just our being, the overall health of our being and who we are, and the bare minimum of what we need. And this is related to our mother, at least our perception of our mother and what she gave us and what we perceived that she didn't give us, or maybe what she didn't give us at all, because the moon is nourished in a lot of areas, but it's also malnourished in some areas. And we're just going to talk about our moon issues, okay? It's who we are when the lights go off, the filter comes off, the makeup is off, who we are when we are emoting our rawest needs, okay? And usually we would talk to our family or to our mother about that, okay? Or somebody close to us. And yeah, let's get into it. So the moon, when it's in Aries, your mama could be mean, like just straight up mean, just like she's a fighter and she has a lot of heat under her. So she's just a hot-headed person half the time. She can become off very aggressive for no reason. Aggression is good in many cases, okay? But for no reason, it's not. Also, it's like she is low-key a child, all right? She's emotionally a child. And she tends to throw temper tantrums and be extremely temperamental when you try to express anything that you're feeling, and she takes everything very personal. Okay, so yeah, she just has a tendency to want to fight before anything. So that's just a mean mom, honestly, sometimes with that Aries moon. Now, if your moon is in Taurus, your mother's a good provider. She provided for you, she had stability, but your mom is stubborn, so stubborn and unforgiving, honestly. And she could be very lazy too. It's weird. It's like they're stable, but they're lazy. They're resistant to change. So it's like when you're changing, a lot of time Taurus moon, it's like your mother, it's almost like Leo moon, your mother used you as this like commodity, right? Your beauty was of high value all the time. Like, look how pretty my baby is. Look how pretty my baby is. And yeah, she just kind of, sometimes your mother, you feel like you're being used by your mom sometimes. Like, no lie, used for your resources, used for your resourcefulness. And it's just hard for her to sometimes emotionally connect with you and give you what you need. So your mother can come off dry sometimes too. And it just can feel like, damn, do you care about me? I mean, I know there's food on my table, but is this all that care is? So that it could get very confusing for Taurus moons, all right? And just realizing that, you know, you're just gonna have to accept her for who she is, Lord Jesus. And that she's just bullheaded, you know? She's really bullheaded and she's immovable. So that when you have an inflexible mother, sometimes that's, you know, it's her way or the highway type of thing. Then when your moon is in Gemini, whoa, it's like, damn, your mother talks a lot, but what is she talking about? Is she talking about anything with substance? Is she even connecting with you on a emotional level? Or is she just gossiping all the time, busy in the neighborhood, always just flighty, erratic, just very restless, and then confusing, you know? It's like she did one thing and then said another and then did the other thing what she didn't say that she wanted to do, you know? It's weird. It's a weird energy. It's like, it's definitely that saying what she's doing and then not following through on what she actually said that she's doing. So this confused the hell out of you. It makes you erratic. It makes you restless. You know, it makes you second guess yourself a lot. So your mother is, you know, all over the place. Her information is just very fragmented. You know, never got the full story with her. So it just makes you feel like, that's how you have to be. Like, maybe I shouldn't give the full story of any of who I am to anybody. Just give you fragments because that's all you had emotional space for with your moon in Gemini. Moon in Cancer, Lord, I know a lot of times y'all be like, I have the best mother, I have the best mother, I have the best mother. But it's like, y'all are psychologically attached, like at the hip, at the umbilical cord. Y'all a little bit too emotionally involved. I don't know if anybody told you, you're so emotionally involved for your mother, like you're not emotionally available for anybody else, let alone your damn self. So honestly, you don't even know when your emotions are your own. You do a lot of internalizing of your own mother's feelings. She makes you hold a lot of her emotional baggage, like a lot of it. There's a lot of guilt tripping involved with this, like, you know, oh, you made me feel. It's like, no, you made yourself feel that way. You could have your own boundaries too. So your mother's just like very emotionally draining. Yeah, she's very sensitive and all that other stuff, but hypersensitive to the fact that you're hypersensitive and now you're carrying all her emotional karma and debt, Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that could be very draining just for your energy overall, and it makes you not even want to hang out with your family, or you have to like emotionally prepare yourself before you even go there. So that's a lot. It is a lot to deal with, no lie. Moon in Leo, your mother is very like dramatic. Even if she's low-key, she's very dramatic. It's like if you ignore her for one day, the world is burning down. You know, like you don't have a life. She needs your attention at all times. She will do a lot to get your attention. And then when she has your attention, it's like she's like, whatever. It's like when she's like dead, like, okay, now I have your attention, you know. But you did all this drama and all this flair for me to get my attention, and now you're here, and now I'm here, you know, talking to you, and nothing is really going on. Your mother always makes you feel like you're in competition with her in some kind of weird way, okay? It's like, Mom, I'm in my youth. Can I enjoy my youth? Ain't nothing wrong with you. You know, enjoy your time, but damn, can I have mine? Can I be alive? Can I enjoy my sun, my illumination, my creativity? Your mom is very show mommy, you know what I'm saying? And then she's very, very she could be selfish. You know, just very selfish and a narcissist, honestly. This is a placement that could definitely give a mother a narcissistic type of vibe. Moon in Virgo, your mother's really hypercritical. She's always on your ass. She's judging you all the time. It's like you can't even fucking fart the correct way. It's like she has something to say about the way you take a shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really extreme. It's ridiculous. It's aggressive, and it's really manipulative. It's like a low-key aggression, you know, that she's trying to always overcorrect you, and she's just nitpicking all the time and talking about your weight, talking about your body in a way that's not even healthy, you know, and not in a way that's like, hey, you know, have you been working out? La 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 la. Like, let's go for a hike. It's just she's dictating, you know, and kind of trying to live vicariously through you, and trying to just basically live her dreams deferred through you. And it's really extreme, and it almost makes you feel like you're never right about anything. So that's just a very tough placement to deal with. Moon in Libra, your mother who is she? What's her identity besides being beautiful? Who is she? What's her substance? Does she have any substance? You know how to look good, you know how to socialize, but you know how to deeply connect and stay in a connection with somebody longer than a phone call. Your mother is always very socially driven. She's a social climber, low key, and she made you that way. Like, you think that the thing about a relationship is you have to bring yourself to it. You can't just keep mirroring everybody else. And it's hard for you even to know who your mother is, because your mother's always trying to uphold an image. So it's hard for you to connect with yourself and who you could possibly be, because she's never shown you that. So she's very beautiful, but she could be very, very superficial. And she can use beauty as her currency and make you feel as if you have to do the same. Moon in Scorpio. This is your mother. This is a very intense mother, intense, passionate person. A person who hides a lot. There's a lot of things you're going to find out about your mother as your life goes on. So you might as well just throw your ideas about who she was out the window. And I'm sure a lot of you have started realizing who she is and all the secrets that she's held, and the manipulation and the mind control that she tries to have over you. She only lets you see certain things about who she is. And that is what makes your intimacy and vulnerability issues so prominent in your life, because you couldn't even connect with the person who fucking gave birth to you in a way that mattered. So it's hard for you to do that with anybody else. Moon and Scorpio mothers are, a lot of people use the word toxic. And for the sake of this video, I'll say she's toxic, meaning that she just likes to be in pain all the time and then ask you to join her in her pain, and ask you to hold her secrets, but without telling you what they are at the same time. It's just your mother's dark, you know what I'm saying? Dark without wanting to see the light. And that could be a difficult experience. And connecting with her, you just feel emotionally abandoned a lot of times. Your mother was just living another life. She was living a whole nother life that you don't know about, and you just feel like you're never gonna really know who she is. Now, Moon in Sagittarius, commitment issues. It's almost like, I wonder why sometimes it's like, damn, why'd you have a kid? Did you want to be a mother? Am I an experiment to you? That's how a lot of y'all feel. You guys feel very distant from her. You feel like she's always out in the world having this amazing life and traveling and talking about the world, but she's not creating a world with you and her. And she just is always out and talking to so many different people, and almost seems like she goes out to experience life and then comes back to tell you and act as if you should have joy with her. This makes her not committed. She's not committed in getting to know you, and that makes you not committed in getting to know yourself and your own emotions. It makes you not committed in getting to know anybody else. Like, literally, because she's out there in the world, and that's what you feel like you have to do. You feel like you have to connect with the world, and you have to, it's almost a friend relationship too. This is also Moon in Gemini. It's like very friendly relationship. It's not very motherly relationship. And, we need moms. There's plenty of people that could be our friends, but we need mothers too. We need people who are close to us. And yeah, like, that could be painful. It's, or like your mother's here, but she's always lost in a book, or at, teaching everybody else's kids, but not teaching you. It's frustrating. Then you have Moon in Capricorn. Your mom is always at fucking work. She's worried about work way more than she's worried about providing for the family, but then does no emotional work within the family. She doesn't care about being emotionally there for you. She's really hard on you. She's tough. She usually has a lot of rules. She puts a lot of responsibilities on you, and it's like you're indebted to help her with all of her shit, and she never even lets you have your own childhood, because she didn't have her own, so she can't. It's interesting. It's interesting with this placement. Your mother's just could be very emotionally dry. She just can be rough, emotionally rough, emotionally stunted, and it's just hard to really get in touch with her and feel any warmth from her, and because she's spending so much time chasing her dreams and this, that, and the third, and you're like, but wasn't I part of your dream? You're not even here working with me. So that's what a lot of Moon and Capricorn go through. Moon in Aquarius, your mother is very, she can be very philanthropic, humanitarianism and all that kind of stuff. She's very intellectual and smart, but she has no emotional capacity, no emotional wealth. She has a lot of intelligence. She has a lot of progressive ideas. She's in the future, but she can't stay present in the moment, and it makes you more erratic. It makes you more frustrated, you know, that you can't stay with her in the moment. Sorry, my dog is barking outside. Mama! Mama! So, Moon in Aquarius, you really just feel like this detachment from her. You feel like, yeah, we're all working together in a group, but what are we working towards? It's almost like what you're working towards is not that clear, and it actually doesn't suit everybody. Everyone is not satiated. Everybody's not nurtured. Everybody's not getting what they need. And it's almost like your mother's oblivious because she's so far in the future that she can't even know how to be present. And mothering is being in the present, not always thinking about the future. You know what I'm saying? And that makes you feel awkward. A lot of times she fights with you. A lot of times she kind of sees you as a curse or a burden in her life with this placement, because it's like, damn, you slowing me down from getting to my future. You know, and you're like, but I didn't say I want to be here, you know? So it can make you feel very like black sheep. It can make you feel estranged, okay, in your relationship. You could just feel very estranged. Now, Moon in Pisces, Lord, your mother is, where is she? You know, where is she? Pisces is always about getting lost. So a lot of times Moon in Pisces is dealing with a mother who has addiction issues, who has issues, like she has mental issues. She has a lot of just, you know, nothing is clear for her. There's a lot of confusion, and a lot of times it's fear and paranoia that she's feeding you, not love and, you know, caring and stuff like that. She's feeding you all of her you know, confusion time and time again. A lot of times your mom is like a genius, or like this insane painter, sculptor, artist, like amazing, you know, deeply intuitive and all these other things. But for some reason, when it comes to mothering, there's just this lack, like there's this distance, and you know, she did not show you how to keep your own boundaries. So your mother expects, she consumes you. Her energy just consumes you. It takes you in, it takes you under, and then you feel like, damn, you know, a lot of times your mother was alone, or she was isolated, spent a lot of time by herself, a lot of time in her own head, not communicating out loud, and not communicating like this, or when she did, it just wasn't as coherent. You know, a lot of the times your mother just felt like a dream, like she wasn't real, you know, and so this made you feel that way about your emotions. It's like, what is it? What am I dealing with? You know, it's a lot. It's a constant search for clarity and trying to clarify the relationship with your mother, you know, trying to understand it. But for some reason, you guys are really spiritually connected, so it's really hard for you. And for you, you feel it's very karmic, and you feel like you can't leave her. So a lot of times Pisces moons are very, you know, like Cancer, like Scorpio, you know, but extra now. It's like all of the signs put together. I owe everything to her. So a lot of the times you guys stop your own life for your mother. And this is at a huge cost to your own dreams and your own wellness and things like that. So that confusion just is taking over in your life, and you know, those are the issues that we're dealing with. If you look to your moon house, your moon aspects, is going to tell you way more about the story. Obviously, the house can make it worse, can make it better from what I was saying, and the aspects can make it worse or better. But tell me below what your mommy issues are, your moon sign down below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.